So I plan on doing, basically I'm going to make this game around the monk epic quest. So I'm going to kind of show how I do this. I'm not really a developer. I don't know, probably I try to find the best practices, but I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. So starting off here with the white training sash, it says we need 2 Death Fist Pawn Scalps from Death Fist Orcs, Snake Fang, and some bone chips from a skeleton. So the first thing I need is the Death Fist Orcs. So I came here to Meshy. This is basically text to 3D. So on this text to 3D, so I chose text to 3D. I'm gonna put on here. Okay, so it comes up with 4 different models which you could click on. I will be taking this to mixer mode, so sometimes like how it has the knee pads, it makes it harder. So I'll probably use this one. I could go to texture and click on it. Okay, so the texture's done there. So if okay, so here's the orc. So I'll go ahead and just download this, and I'm gonna download this as a GLB. Now when I go to import, I'll just choose this one here, the GLB, instead of the FBX. And now when he's imported, it actually has all the textures on him. So now there's really not much more. I'm just gonna export this as a FBX. So when I export it out, it'll be a FBX. The settings I use when I export this is I'll switch this to copy, click the little box here, I'll click on mesh, I'll come down to geometry, choose face, armature, unclick the add leaf bones, and unclick the bake animation. Here in mixer mode, I'm just going to upload the character the FBX I just downloaded from Blender. So the character's uploading and he shows up here. Go ahead and hit next, and then you just place the markers and it will go ahead and rig him. And I usually I do a T-pose. That's how you can kind of tell whether or not it's gonna work. So as long as none of the mesh is ripped or nothing like that. So it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it. So I'll download the T-pose. So for this initial T-pose, it will be with skin. And then I'll go to animations. I always start off with breathe in, walk, and run. So I do breathe in, idle. And I'll go ahead and download these. The breathe in, idle, I don't like all the sway and all the movement. So I always put this to 10, and on the breathe in, I always put it to 10. Go ahead and download that along with some other animations. So all of the animations will be without skin. I typed in the walk-in, and the walk-in, and actually back on the breathing, idle. See how his hands are in right there? Got about that part. So I'll just change the sway to 10. The breathing to 10. Then on this character arm space, I'm gonna move this out to about 75, maybe 70. So that's good. So I'm gonna do 65. So I'll go ahead and download with the new arm space here. Doing walk-in, I usually do this one here. I do click in place, characters arm space. Let's move this to 65. Go ahead and download that. So back here in Unreal Engine, I created a folder called Orc. I always like to create a miscellaneous folder, put the orc in there, and then I like to create a folder for the animations. So I'll open the miscellaneous folder and I'll import the orc first. So I always like to put a little name in front of the animations, so once you get a lot of them, you'll know which is which. So I got the orc, And animations: breathing, running, walking, dying, attacking, kicking. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer the orc, and I'm just gonna drop it in the miscellaneous folder here and import all. And it comes with the textures and everything, and I like putting it in this miscellaneous folder because then I can move it back, just the skeletal mesh, back here to the orc folder. I don't have to worry, it'll just be here by itself. And then under the animations, I'll drag in all of his animations. So we have all the animations here. So I probably won't give them a weapon, but I'll do one just to show you how I do it. So I'll go ahead and go here to the skeleton, go to right hand, right click, add a socket. I'm gonna call this primary, and then I'll right click on it, add a preview asset. Just do this Black Knight sword, and then I'll rotate it, kind of put it in place. Orcs don't really have swords, I don't think, but so once it's in place, I'm just trying to show how I'll do these animations. Save that, and then now if I go back to the animation, if I close this animation and then open it back up, well, now I have the sword. I'll pause this, bring it to frame 1 or 0. So I was clipping his leg right there. So I'll first take the right shoulder, move it out a little bit, take the right arm, move it, and then I'll take the right hand, move it. So now click this add a key, so it's no longer clipping, running. It's not really clipping anywhere, so I'm just gonna leave it. So I'll create a blend space now. This will be the orc. Just name it BS orc. And the asset details, we'll name this speed. We'll do maximum of 500. We'll take the breathing, set it at 0, 0. Do walk in. Let's do this at 150 and 0. Running, I'll do 250 and 0, and then running again at 500. There we go. So the blend space, I'll now create a animation blueprint. Do the orc again, drag off of here and do a default slot. Now I'll drag off of here, create a state machine. Open that up, drag off of here, add state, do idle /walk/run. Click on that, drag in the blend space here. Then we'll promote this to a variable. I'll compile, save that. And then on the event graph, I'll drag off the try get pawn owner, do a is valid. Drag off of here again, get velocity. Then I'll get the vector link. And then I'll just drag this speed variable in here and set it. I'll just compile and save that. Now I'll go to my enemy and I'll just create a blueprint, and we'll switch this out for the orc and use the blue animation blueprint I just created. Orc. We'll compile, say that, and I'm gonna use his attack in and the kick. create animations for those. Somewhere, put them out here. And if you see, if I play this right now, so you can see he's having trouble walking. That's because when I put that sword in his hand, I didn't take off the collision. So he's colliding with the collision on the sword. So I'm just gonna go back to the Orc Merc. Click on the sword here, the static mesh, scroll down, and under collision, I'm gonna put no collision. Compile and save that. Now if I play this, and I went ahead and got so, you can see the orc is now moving normal. It's not being blocked by that collision from the sword anymore. So, and I gave him the kick animation as well as the sword. So he could kick or he can hit. So I'll try to kill him. I gave myself 5,000 HP just so I won't die. I could switch to camera view. There you go, he dies. Now it says bring me 2 Death Fist palm scalps. So I have to make the palm scalps now. For the scalp, I'm just going to take a picture here. Let's see. So I'll move him up. I'm just going to get my little snipping tool. And I'm going to I'm going to use this. So I'm going to save this to my download. So this is the website I use. It's Adobe. I just Googled remove background for free, and then this is the one that came up. I use this every time now. So I'm going to take that scalp picture I took, bring it in here, and then I'm going to click the remove background, and it removes the background. I'm going to now download this back to my download folder and then bring it back into Unreal. In my icons folder here, I'm going to, so that gives me the texture there. I could change it to UI, and user interface is fine. And now I'm going to go to my items data table. Okay, so I added that item to the inventory, and I have this orc drop in. Right now I have it at 100%, but the chance of it dropping it will probably be a little bit lower. So I'm gonna kill him so we can see this. It looks like I need to move him back a little bit too because he's way too close. You can see once it dies, it drops the loot, and I'll pick that up. And it gives me 1 Death Fist scalp. So now I have a quantity of 1. So that's basically how I will create this. And so now I just need to make the snake, have them drop the fang and the bone chips from skeletons.